For those who are new, welcome. For those who have been here already, thanks for staying. Now, let's dive into the topic I've been wanting to do for a while. Whether it was here or somewhere else, we are finally having this discussion. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Or should we say remake? You tell me. Officially, it's called Resynced. However, before we get into Resynced, you all will be getting some history from me. It was E3 of 2013 when Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag was first announced. This would also be the E3 when the new generation of Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo would be announced. So, brand new hardware, brand new games. Black Flag was a launch title. I had just recently been getting into the Assassin's Creed games, starting with Assassin's Creed 2, which was the very first Games with Gold game on Xbox. So starting with that game, I was diving into the lore of Assassin's Creed, and this was the first brand new release after that point that I was able to dive headfirst into. Black Flag was the ultimate pirate meets Assassin's Creed adventure. It was phenomenal. As someone who grew up with Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, good old Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow, this game brought that to life in a way. It brought that ultimate Caribbean, golden age of piracy adventure to life. To say I was excited about playing this game was an understatement. It turns out I would end up playing this game on a new Xbox starting in early 2014 when it was all gifted to me. All these years later, I still play the game. I often joke to myself when I'm playing it, this was the game I never finished from Assassin's Creed. The reason why I say that is at the end of 2014, catastrophe struck me and I lost access to gaming for a good couple years. It would be in 2016 when I'd be spending a week or two with a friend who had the game where I was able to play it again. But that was not long enough for me to fully enjoy it and do it properly. It wasn't for another year or so until someone gifted me the game for my hardware once again. So the first time I had this game, I had it for less than a year, didn't finish it. I played it at my friend's place, didn't finish it there. The third time I got this game, which I still have it on my current Xbox One S, for one reason or another, I still have not finished this game. I know how it ends, I know the whole story by now, and I just feel it's a running joke that's the one Assassin's Creed that I have played that I have yet to finish. I absolutely love it, but for some reason I just haven't finished the whole story myself yet. The story of Edward Kenway always felt really interesting, yet I felt like there are parts that were missing, and that was a bit of a letdown. Given this was the second full Assassin's Creed game I ever played, the combat felt very familiar to Assassin's Creed 2, yet different at the same time, which was good. The ship-to-ship combat was phenomenal once you got past the learning curve of how to do it. The physics for the water were phenomenal as well. Like, I've played Sea of Thieves, I've played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I've looked at videos of other water-based games in the similar vein of pirate ships, and nothing in all this time compares quite to the realism of the Caribbean Sea in this original game. The visuals of this original Black Flag were fantastic for its time, and still hold up to this day, in my opinion. Now then, one drawback to this game was the character control movements were clunky. They didn't always respond the way you intended. They'd either undercompensate or overcompensate half the time. And the small percent of time when you actually did what you intended, well, that felt really rewarding. But so often, even today, I try and do one simple thing, and it decides to overcompensate and do the exact opposite of what I was trying to do. But was this enough to drive me away from the franchise? Or this game? No. Because the story was great, the visuals were great, the ship-to-ship combat, brilliant. The dynamic weather and environmental changes, both on land and at sea, phenomenal. I would still, to this day, give it a 9.2 out of 10. I will probably never give a game a perfect 10, because getting a perfect game is so difficult in my opinion, because no game will ever please every gamer. Every gamer who plays it will always find a flaw with it. So I do not see a perfect 10 out of 10, period. So giving it a 9.2, high praise. Especially from someone like me who is hypercritical of games and other media. Now then, Black Flag Resynced. The game that truly was, truly is, and possibly always will be gaming's worst kept secret. Like I said at the very beginning, we've heard rumors about this game for what feels like 4, maybe 5 years now. They didn't start getting serious with leaks until 3 years ago, I think it was. But even then, I did not want to let myself get hyped up for it, because even then, nothing was concrete. Then, over the past couple years, it's gotten a lot more serious. Other YouTubers who cover Assassin's Creed have been talking about it. Some of the people who've worked on it have talked about it. Like, shoot, there's a clip on YouTube or other social media, I forget where it is, of the guy who plays Edward Kenway, the lead character that you play as, openly saying, hey, you might have to play Black Flag again. So, yeah, worst kept secret in gaming history. But today was the day we officially got our first full-length look at what Ubisoft has been cooking up with this game. They say they are staying true to the original story while adding on to it. One thing they are adding is the Lieutenant system from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which were specialized characters who you could add to your ship as like a first mate type character. These 3 new characters will each come with their own backstories, as well as, I'm guessing, a recruitment mission for how we bring them on board. They have yet to confirm anything, but I assume this could be a similar system to what we had in Odyssey as well, with the baseline first mate that we get will always be with us, whether it's Adewale or Anne Bonny. Like, they'll just be on the ship with us at all times, and then we can switch between the other 3, quote, lieutenant characters to join us. Like with Odyssey, these lieutenants are going to be giving us different perks for our ship. We are told that one of them will be a double shot for our broadside cannons. That all by itself sounds very interesting. What the other perks are, we don't know yet, but it should be interesting to find out and figure out the best way to use each one for any given mission. While not exactly new to this game, as I've already said, dynamic weather is coming back. However, it's been upgraded. Every bit of weather that we are seeing in the new clips of this game look phenomenal and drastically upgraded from the original game. going along with that theme of not new, but returning and better than before, we're getting an upgrade to the combat system for character-to-character combat. This new system looks far more fluid, far more aggressive, rewarding, yet unforgiving if you mess up. We are also getting the upgraded parkour system that they have been working on for the past many years now. I imagine even for this game, it's been upgraded even more and thus more refined to give us the most optimal parkour experience since possibly Unity, when it was said that Unity had the best parkour system of any Assassin's game. The ship combat even looks much more fluid and a lot more insane than ever before. Ubisoft has also put out the game Skull and Bones, which was strictly a ship-to-ship combat game. So I imagine a lot of the systems they developed for that game will be coming to Resynced, which I have no problem with. Like, this system, it looks really cool. So I can't wait to get hands-on with that upgraded system, because ship combat in the original Black Flag was already a masterpiece. So how much better can it get? Well, I guess we'll find out eventually. Now then, the last thing that's coming back, which I'm very curious about, those ever irritating following / eavesdropping listening in missions. However, there's going to be a twist. They are going to be making it so that if you get detected, you're going to fall into a combat situation where, depending on the situation, you, the player character, decide the best course of action. We do not know yet how this is going to play into if you're trying to obtain specific information from a specific NPC, how that is going to play out if you end up removing them from the equation. So I'm very curious about how that is going to work. But the fact that they aren't just going to desynchronize you and have you start over, potentially, that sounds really good. So I'll be very curious to see how that plays in. So something new, something old, something musical. Oh yeah, that's right, sea shanties. We are getting, by the sounds of it, most if not all of the old sea shanties from the game. An element of the game that made just sailing in the Caribbean so much fun and so vastly unique. We're being told we're getting brand new sea shanties as well. So +1 for bringing back the old, +1 more for bringing brand new shanties. I cannot wait to hear the new music when they eventually make it available. Now then, we're almost done here. There are a couple areas of the games that I really do enjoy, and that is customization. For this first look at the game, they did not show us customization for your ship, for your character, for your weapons, for your crew, or your hideout. These are all things that I really enjoyed from the first game, from the original game. Being able to customize your crew, though, was a new thing starting in Odyssey, so they're bringing that in. That's cool, but again, we don't get to see that today, sadly. I am ever so curious about what these customizations are going to be, what they look like, what perks they might bring. Are we going to get the original stuff? Are they bringing new stuff in? What's the deal? Also, they're bringing in animals for your ship. We'll either get a cat or a monkey that can sail with us. We don't know how we obtain these animals. We don't know anything about that, if they offer perks. But right now, I think I'll aim to get the monkey. And even if you can't name it in-game, I'm just going to name it Jack. Because having a monkey named Jack on a pirate ship, why not? If it was good enough for Captain Barbossa, it's good enough for me. We also do not know yet if photo mode will be returning, as it came into the franchise with Assassin's Creed Origins and has been a staple in all the successor games after that. I'm curious if it's going to be in this game as well. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but again, it would be a new feature to the original game, and I really wish it had been in the original game because that game was just so beautiful. I would have loved to have been able to take high quality still images of that game. So I hope they bring it into Resynced. All this information that I've just given you and more will be in the Ubisoft article that I'll have linked in the description below. So if you want all the tech specs for if you're playing on PC or whatever, or if you want to know about the different editions of the game and pricing, you can go to the link for that. Final bit of treasure I want to share with you. Yes, pirates usually don't share their treasure, but I'm sharing this treasure with you. The game, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, will be released on July 9th. So we do not have long to wait, relatively speaking. Until next time, roll those dice, move that bishop, and collect 200 after passing go.